Hello everyone, I'm Bruffy1322 and welcome to a random all race video with a bit of a difference because it's not live footage this one. We're going to be looking back on a race that happened off stream. Pretty rare for that to happen, that I'm doing a random all race off stream, but this one was kind of worth showcasing. So it was actually my stream that said that I should upload this to the main channel. I was just going to upload it to the second channel, but I'll give a bit of background to the race. It's a really good, it's obviously on the crazy track that we've seen before. There's some good near misses and stuff like that, but I'll also talk us through the race and explain the background to this. So you guys may know the name Summit1G. He's probably one of the biggest streamers on Twitch. I'll explain the backstory of how he came to find my my live stream and GTA racing from that later on. But he came across Project Homecoming, which is the server, the FiveM server that we do the random racing on, and he and a number of his other friends from the GTA FiveM sort of roleplay server thing that they do, they jumped on Project Homecoming to do some racing. So it was pretty late for me on Sunday night. By the way, what a great start for a vehicle, one of my favourite vehicles on the server with the Rapid GTE with the Ron Racing livery. What a great vehicle to start with after a pretty bad first lap. But yeah, he and a number of his friends were on the server, and it was pretty late for me at the time, but I thought I would jump on to do a few races. We're talking 1 a.m, something like that in the morning. And I just thought it would be, fun to connect with those guys again and just say hello. Back when they used to race quite a lot in the day, I was never really able to race with them because they're from the US and they streamed at times that were way too late for me in the middle of the early morning. So yeah, it was nice to just jump on and chat to those guys again and partake in something a bit new with them. Now, this was one of the first races that had been done, and it was obviously a random all race, as you're seeing, and it's on the classic track where anything could happen at any moment. You've got all these bowling balls flying all over the place. You've got the jumps, the crossovers, things like that. Now, in the race just before this, I think, or one of the races that was just before this, I was watching Summit stream whilst I was sort of getting myself ready and getting into the session, and he ended up getting the dozer in a random all.
Who's this in front of me? Hey Mac, hello? Oh, fuck! Come on! Oh.
Now, you know how long it took me to get a dozer in a random all, so pretty crazy that he got it so early. It was one of the first races he'd done on the server. Loaded up a random all and he happened to get a dozer, and obviously it's always a great moment when someone gets a dozer in a random all race. It's a lot of fun. And I happened to say in the game chat when I joined the server, imagine getting a dozer in a random all, or some words to that effect. I can't remember exactly what it was. I was basically taking the mick a little bit out of it, and because it's pretty rare to happen. Like I said, you guys know how long it took me to get a dozer in a random all race. It was even longer than it took me to get the tractor initially. I think we'd have to crunch the numbers, but since the dozer was introduced, I'm pretty sure it took me longer than it took me to get a tractor. And lo and behold, karma really bit me in the ass and gave me the dozer for only the second time ever, after I'd just taken the mick out of Summit for getting it in the first race that I do on the server of the night. And of course, it happens to me. So here it is, the second time ever that I get a dozer in a random all. And I was already pretty far down the order, but I go much further. I do actually have a battle with Ginger Travis, which we'll see later on in the race, but yeah, it's typical, isn't it? It's absolutely typical. So if you missed the first time I got a dozer in a random all race, I'll leave a link to that video down below in the description. And as you can see, they're taking the mick out of me in the chat now. Imagine getting a dozer. Which, I mean, I guess I should have expected that. At the time, as I'm typing there, I genuinely couldn't believe it. I was absolutely. I wish I'd been recording, like this with my face and everything, because my mouth was just, as soon as it happened, I was just like, I just could not believe it. So absolutely typical, and especially that it took me so long to get a dozer in the first place, the very first time I ever got one. And I was, saying the bit of karma coming for Ginger Travis there in this little comment that he said. But it took me so long to get the dozer the first time, and I was saying it was never going to happen, and here we are not long after, and I get my second. So it's like a bus, you're waiting for one and then two come at once. But it was fun to race with these guys again. I was in the chat at the time with them, and I hadn't said anything in the chat at this point. I kind of wanted to just say hello at a reasonable period. They were all chatting with each other and stuff like that, and obviously when I got the dozer it was noticed, and then I was kind of having to say, no, that's not how I really wanted to introduce myself, but hello everybody. So yeah, and then I did a few races after this with him and the guys, but I had to go to bed. It was way too late. But it was fun to catch up with those guys. I met Summit at TwitchCon as well, and I think I would have, when they race on GTA, I would race with them more. But it's just too late for me to do that. So just to give you a bit of a heads up on kind of how Summit and his group and his friends ended up racing on GTA. It actually came from one of my streams. There was an event, a racing event that we did back in December 2015. And I'll leave a link. This turned into a video, which I'll leave a link to down below in the description. It was called the Slow Sports Showdown. It was a really good race, actually, like really tense right to the end. I definitely recommend, if people haven't seen the original Slow Sports Showdown event video, go and watch it, because it was a really good video. Yeah, a really good event, and really intense towards the end, battling over first place and things like that. But unbeknownst to me, because I wasn't looking at the chat during that event because I was concentrating on racing, Summit had joined my stream. He was just browsing streams, I believe, and he happened upon the race that we were doing. I think he came in at the time where we were setting up the grid, doing all the normal stuff that we take for granted now when we're doing racing in GTA, racing events, things like that, all organized. I think that was the first time he'd seen anything like that, and he was kind of, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that. And then on the night, he started his stream and started racing in GTA. So that's how Summit started racing in GTA, and then I think he did it quite a lot since then. He got pretty good. There he is there in an F620. But he is, he has crazy numbers on Twitch. We're talking multiple tens of thousands of viewers every time he streams. And it was at the time, this was 4 years ago, nearly 5 years ago that this happened, and it was nice to see someone, that big and that influential be enjoying some GTA racing and also appreciating it as well. He appreciates the finer aspects of it and how competitive it can be, and it was nice to, at the time, and I was, I'm still a small fry in terms of YouTube and streaming and things like that, but I was even smaller back then, and it was nice to feel like a little bit of vindication, I guess, that someone who's at the top of his game in terms of streaming and very competitive in CS:GO and things like that. That's how he what he plays mainly, or what he was most known for, I guess, being very competitive in that. It was nice to have someone like that also show an interest in GTA racing and see what it can be, and it was kind of a vindication of what I was doing at the time in terms of trying to build up the racing community and do some proper racing in GTA, which a lot of people kind of look at and think, why would you do that? But we all know different. We all know that you can get some great racing in GTA, and yeah, it's just nice when it gets spread around a little bit like this. One other aspect to this was that Summit had obviously played on the server and was kind of mentioning it and getting a few people, some of his friends together to play and race. Lando Norris also tweeted about it as well. In the Summit tweeted about it, and Lando Norris was kind of like, "Oh well, I'm just letting you guys have a few races, and then I'll come in." So you never know when maybe the boat has been missed a little bit now that the Formula One season has started again. Of course, I get the wheel immediately after the dozer because of course. But as you can see, Ginger Travis, a little bit of karma for him as well, it seems, because he now has the dozer just ahead of me, and I have someone to try and fight over last place in the race. But yeah, Lando Norris was also tweeting about the random racing, so maybe once the Formula One season is over, or if there's a prolonged break or something, maybe we'll see Lando Norris on the server as well. That would be pretty cool. That would kind of be a culmination of, 7 years of covering racing in this game. Seeing a Formula One driver race in GTA, I guess, is kind of, that's the final form of it, I suppose. But yeah, I wasn't really intending to do anything with this. I wasn't necessarily intending to do a commentary like this either over it. It's not a normal 25-minute random all that we normally do. It's not live footage as they normally are, but and I'm not the kind of person who in general, I'm not always in Summit streams, for example, and just trying to race with him at all times or staying up till late. I respect what they do, and I do my own thing as well, and there's kind of a mutual respect there. But I appreciate that he is such a huge streamer and has such high numbers, and the Project Homecoming server especially, that was a nice moment, by the way, just avoided all of that. The Project Homecoming server especially has gotten a huge boost from this. Lots of people finding out about the server for the first time, joining the Discord, things like that. They've done really well over there to get things sorted on in short space of time, to allow various streamers to come on and race, and then managing the huge numbers of people who are now discovering the server. So it's all props to them and the guys who work on the cars, work on the tracks, work on the server as a whole. I've always thought that it's only a matter of time before this sort of stuff, the Project Homecoming server, the racing that is done there, and especially this random stuff, it was only ever a matter of time that this sort of thing was going to happen, because the stuff that they do and the work that they do on the server is so good. So it's nice to see it, and it's nice to see it get some more attention than I can give it, and it's good to see them getting even more success than they've already experienced. And I think hopefully the interest that is shown in the Project Homecoming server from this, and the fact that a lot of big streamers now are also enjoying their time on there, hopefully it's coming through to the guys who work on the server as this is what it's all about. This is what you guys have done. You guys have created something where people can have this much fun, and just props to all of you for doing that. So yeah, we're coming on to the final laps now. I think that, well, like you can see in the timer in the bottom right, there's only 50 seconds left. I am catching up to Ginger Travis in the dozer, who obviously I got a bit of karma on me for calling out Summit for getting a dozer earlier on, and then he did the same thing and he gets the dozer. So karma was really a bitch tonight. But there you go, I just pass him right there on the inside, so I'm up to 25th place. So at least I didn't finish last in this race. But yeah, it was it was fun. I was really tired at this point. It was way too late, and that's why I wasn't streaming it. But I had to showcase this in some way. My second time ever getting a dozer, and hopefully it's been enjoyable for you guys to watch. There has been some close moments as well, and I think it's fair to say that I also got a little bit of karma, not only for my comments, but the fact that I was on a bit of a GTA break, as you've been hearing about in the videos. I've been taking a little bit of a break from streaming GTA for 13 days in total it ended up being, and yeah, I kind of broke that a little bit. Although I didn't stream GTA, I did play a little bit of GTA with these races, and maybe that's why I got the dozer as well, for going against my self-imposed break from the game. But yeah, it was good fun nevertheless, and I'm excited to, after this break, I've kind of figured out what I was doing wrong, and I'm excited to get back into the swing of things with a bit of a fresh mindset, and hopefully make some more videos, whether it's random all, random class, whether it's G-Freds, cannonballs, whatever it might be. Hopefully make some more videos and do some more streams that you guys continue to enjoy. So yeah, we're rounding out this one. Obviously I'm never gonna get up to the 24th place. I'm pretty much locked into 25th place here with the dozer, but at least I didn't finish last, which is nice. There's always someone who can have worse luck than you unless you're absolutely stone dead last. So yeah, a little bit of a different one. Like I said, sorry it's not the full live stuff that you normally see, but feel free to check out the video links, like I said, in the description of the Slow Sports Showdown. And I'll leave some other stuff in there as well. I'll leave a link to Summit's Twitch as well if you want to check him out. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you to the Project Homecoming guys for creating all of this. Thanks to Summit for checking it out and shining a light on some GTA racing once again. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.